Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
The revving of the engine felt as though something was coming for me, says interior designer Helen Harris. Seconds earlier, she had been waiting to turn right from a side street onto a busy main road at a South London junction when a moped on the other side flashed his lights and signaled her to move forward. Often people leave a gap for you to come out, especially if the traffic's congested, says Helen. No sooner had she cautiously done so, however, than the moped sped off, and a second moped overtook the queue of cars the first had held up and careered into the wheel arch in front of Helen's driver door. This was the driver who had revved his engine menacingly, yet the moped barely made contact with her car, she says. Nonetheless, the 20-something driver, face obscured by his helmet, got off his scooter and started shaking his hands like his wrists were hurting, adds Helen. There was no damage to his bike. I believe in the good of humanity, but was skeptical this was a genuine accident. Helen's instincts were right. 4. Despite the fact neither vehicle sustained so much as a scratch, a solicitor acting for the moped driver has already claimed £2,667.70 from her insurer. As the claim is investigated, Helen's no-claims bonus has been put on hold and she is expecting her insurance premium to rise. I am furious, she says. I feel hoodwinked and stupid. Such crush-for-cash scams, in which moped or motorcycle riders deliberately induce or stage accidents to fraudulently claim on the insurance of the motorist they targeted, are an epidemic in the capital city, according to the Insurance Fraud Bureau, IFB, a non-profit organization that helps the industry fight fraud. Birmingham and Manchester are other hotspots. It's a huge and growing problem. The insurer Allianz recently revealed that claims relating to motorbike crash-for-cash scams had increased by 6,000% between January and December 2023, while the IFB estimates around 30,000 incidents take place every year. These dangerous fraudsters are driving headfirst into unsuspecting motorists, leaving countless victims terrified and insurers facing millions of pounds in bogus claims, said IFB's director, Ursula Jallo. Until recently, crash-for-cash scams typically involved cars braking suddenly, forcing the vehicle behind them to crash into them. In the past 2 or 3 years, however, there has been a huge increase in scams involving a sole rider on a motorcycle, says Graham Mulvoy, a partner in counter-fraud at Horwich Farrelly, the leading law firm for the insurance sector. That's our biggest area of investigation at the moment. In addition to targeting drivers at junctions, scammers sometimes hide on mopeds in side roads or parking spaces, before driving into the victim as they head towards them. They may have an accomplice, and some reportedly use a van, to help obscure the victim's view before the moped drives into them. They usually throw their moped to the ground and drop to the floor, to act out an injury, before taking photographs of the incident. Allianz data has found that the majority of scams happen either at lunchtime or during school run hours. And, says Liz Hunter, director at price comparison website moneyexpert.com, scammers will most likely look out for people who they suspect won't be argumentative or confrontational when caught up in an accident. This means, she says, that most victims are likely to be vulnerable, such as young women, women with young children, or the elderly. Helen was driving home alone from a meeting at 6:55 p.m. in Wandsworth when she was targeted. As the moped driver who had flashed her sped off, the second driver hit her stationary car, staying on his bike after he had done so. The first thing I said was, "Are you okay?" recalls Helen. He indicated yes. We were holding up the traffic, so I said we needed to move off the main road. Parked on the side street, the man asked Helen if she had insurance and showed her a screenshot on his smartphone of his insurance document. I did wonder who carries that around with them, says Helen. Hunter warned scammers might have pre-written insurance information ready to hand over and, unlike most people who tend to be shocked, upset or angry after an accident, may either be acting calmly or exaggerating injuries. He gave me his phone and made me put my number in it, says Helen. Then he